Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel Zenith Academy of English. Hope you are in a jolly mood to watch my video. Today I'm going to discuss voice of past tense, that is the voice of three types of past tense. First of all, let's take how to change from active into passive in case of sentences which are of past indefinite or simple past tense. Let's start with the first sentence. The first sentence is, the teacher helped me much. This is a sentence of active voice, and in order to change it into passive, first of all, we have to find out the object. So, me here, this is the object. And in this sentence, the teacher, this is the subject. After finding out the object in the sentence, we have to make it subject. So, the subject form of me will be written here as subject, that is I. And after making the object subject, we have to go to the auxiliary verb, that is be verb. So, in case of past indefinite tense, from be verb, was or were will come. Here, in this sentence, was will come after I. So, was has come. Then, we have to go to the main verb, help. And here we have to write the third form of the verb. The third form of the verb help is helped. Here we have written here help, the third form of the verb. Then we have to write the word much. This is adverb of degree. It has come here, much. Then we have to put the preposition by generally. Then after putting the preposition, we have to make the subject object. So the teacher here has become object. So the passive form of the sentence, the teacher helped me much, is I was helped much by the teacher. You observe another point. This word much here is adverb of degree. You can write this before the third form of the verb also. You can write before help also. That is also correct. Now let's go to the second sentence. The second sentence is, my mother wrote this poem. And in this sentence, if you observe, you'll come to know that my mother, this is the subject. And this poem, this is the object. So first of all, we have to make the object subject. So this poem here has become subject. After making the object subject, we have to go to the be verb, that is was were, in case of past indefinite tense. Here, as the subject is third person singular number, was will come. Let's say was will come here after the subject. So was has come. Then we have to write the third form of the verb. Write. The third form of the verb write is written, write, wrote, written. Then generally the preposition that will come here is by after the third form of the verb. Then at last the subject of the active sentence will be the object in the passive sentence. So my mother has become here object. So the passive form of the sentence, my mother wrote this poem, is this poem was written by my mother. Now let's go to the third sentence. The third sentence is the student tore the question paper, and in this sentence, as you know, the student, this is the subject, and the question paper, this is the object. First of all, what you have to do is to make the object subject. So this object here has become the subject in the passive form. And after that, we have to go to the auxiliary verb. Be verb was, where. Here in case of this sentence, as the subject is third person singular number, the question paper, this is third person singular number for which was will come out of was, where. So was has come. Then we have to write the third form of the verb tear. This is the second form of the verb tear. So we have to write the third form, torn, tear, tore, torn. Then generally we have to put the preposition by. So the preposition by has come after writing the third form of the verb. Then the subject of the active form will be the object of the passive form. So the student has become object here. So the passive form of the sentence, the student tore the question paper, is the question paper was torn by the student. Now let's go to the fourth sentence. The fourth sentence is the hunter killed 3 lions. And in this sentence, the hunter, this is the subject, and 3 lions, this is the object. So first of all, we are going to make the object subject. So 3 lions here in the passive form has become subject. Then after that is after making the object subject, we have to go to the be verb. And from be verb, out of was, where, here, where will come. Because 3 lions, the subject is third person plural number for which here will come. Then we have to write the third form of the verb kill. The third form of the verb kill is killed. Then we have to put after the third form of the verb, that is the past participle form of the verb, the preposition by. So at last, the subject of the active sentence will be written as object of the passive sentence. So the hunter has become here object. So the passive form of the sentence, the hunter killed 3 lions, is 3 lions were killed by the hunter. Now we are going to the fifth sentence. The fifth sentence is the poet composed many poems. So in this sentence, as you know, the poet is the subject and many poems, this is the object. So our first duty is to make the object subject. So many poems here in the passive form will be subject. After that, after making the object subject, we have to go to the auxiliary verb was, where, in case of past indefinite tense. As The subject here, many poems, is third person real number. That's why out of was or where will come. This one will come. So where has come here. Then we have to write the third form of the verb compose. The third form of the verb compose is composed. So we have written here the third form of the verb in the passive form. Then the preposition that generally comes after the past participle form of the verb is by. So by has come here. Then at last, as you know, the subject of the active form will be the object in the passive form. The poet here has become object. Now let's go to the last sentence. The last sentence here is, they punished us severely. So in this sentence, you already know that they is the subject and us is the object. So first of all, what we have to do is to make the object subject. So us has become here subject. The subject form of us is we. So we have written the subject here. Then we have to go to the be verb was or were. Out of this, as the subject is we, so where is possible here? Where will it come? So where has come. Then we have to write the word, this word severely. This is adverb of manner. So the word severe will come here, adverb of manner. Then we have to write the third form of the verb punish. The third form of the verb punish is punished. Then after writing the third form, that is the past participle form of the verb, we have to write the preposition by here. Then at last you make the object subject. So they here has become them as object. So this way you have to change from active into passive in case of sentences which are of past indefinite or simple past tense. Now let's go to the sentences which are of past continuous tense. Here the rules are somewhat different. So for example, let's go to the first sentence. The first sentence is, the girls were disturbing me. And in this sentence, as you know, the girls, this is the subject, and me, this is the object. So our first duty is to find out the object and make it subject. So we have come to know that me is the object. So me will be subject here. The subject form of me is I. Then we have to go to the auxiliary verb, be verb was or were. So as was is used with I, that's why from here was will come. So after I we have to put here was. Then again we have to bring being also, because this is a sentence of past continuous tense. So being has come here, being. Then we have to write the third form of the verb disturb. The third form of the verb disturb is disturbed. Then generally the preposition that comes after the past participle form of the verb is by. So by has come. Then at last the subject of the active form will be the object in the passive form. So the passive form of the sentence, the girls were disturbing me, is, I was being disturbed by the girls. Now let's go to the second sentence. The second sentence is, the boys were playing cricket. As you know, in this sentence, the boys, this is the subject, and cricket, this is the object. So our first duty is to find out the object and make it subject. So we have come to know that cricket is the object in the sentence, and if we write it as subject, here cricket will be subject, then we have to go to the be verb was or were. Here out of was or where was will come, because the subject cricket here is third person singular number, that's why was has come. As the sentence is of past continuous tense, so apart from was or were, being also will come. Being also will come here after was or were. So after was, we have written being here. Then we have to write the third form, that is the past participle form of the verb play. The third form of the verb play is played. Then the preposition that generally comes after the past participle form of the verb is by. So by has come here. Then, which you know, the subject of the active form will be the object of the passive form. So the boys here has become object. So the passive form of the sentence, the boys were playing cricket, is cricket was being played by the boys. Now let's go to the third sentence. The third sentence is Amlan was taking the mangoes. And in this sentence, as you know, Amlan, this is the subject, and the mangoes, this is the object. So our first and foremost duty is to make the object subject. So we are going to make the object subject. The mangoes here will be subject. So after making the object subject, as per rule, we have to go to be verb was or were. Here out of these two was or where will come. This where will come here because the mangoes, the subject here is third person plural number. Then as the sentence is of past continuous tense, so apart from was or were, being also will come here afterward. So being has come here. Then we have to write the third form of the verb take. As you know, the third form of the verb take is taken, take, took, taken. Then as per rule, the preposition that generally comes after the third form of the verb is by. So by has come. Then the subject of the active form will be the object of the passive form. So Amlan has here become object. So the passive form of the sentence, Amlan was taking the mangoes, is the mangoes were being taken by Amlan. Now let's go to the fourth sentence. The fourth sentence is the boys were teasing her, in which the boys is the subject and her is the object. So at first we have to make the object her subject. So the subject form of her is she. So she has become subject. After that, after making the object subject, we have to go to the be verb was or were. Here, in case of she, this is third person singular number, and out of these two was or were, was will come. So was has come because she is third person singular number. Then we have to bring being also. Here being also has come because the sentence is of past continuous tense. So being also has come. Then we have to write the third form of the verb tease. The third form, as you know, of the verb tease is teased. So you have written here teased, the third form of the verb. Then after writing the third form of the verb, we have to put here the preposition by. So after that, the subject of the active sentence will be the object in the passive sentence. So the boys here has become object. So the passive form of the sentence, the boys were teasing her, is she was being teased by the boys. Next, let's go to the fifth sentence. The fifth sentence is, the doctor was examining the patients. And in this sentence, as you know, the doctor, this is the subject, and the patients is the object. So our first duty is to make the object subject. So the patients will be written here as subject. Then after making the object subject, we have to go to the be verb was or were. So out of these two, was or were, here where will come, this one will come where. So where has come here because the subject, the patients here is third person plural number. Then as the sentence is of past continuous tense, so apart from was or were, being also will come here. So after were, we have to put here being. Then after that, we have to write the third form of the verb examine. The third form of the verb examine is examined. Examined. So you have written here the third form of the verb. Then the preposition which generally comes after the third form of the verb is by. So we have written here by. Then at last, as you know, the subject doctor of the active form will be the object of the passive form. So the doctor here has become object. So the passive form of the sentence, the doctor was examining the patients, is the patients were being examined by the doctor. Now let's go to the sixth sentence. That is the last sentence of past continuous tense. The sixth sentence is, the NGO was helping the poor during lockdown. And in this sentence, as you know, the NGO, this is the subject, and the poor, this is the object. So first of all, we have to make the object subjects. The poor here will be written as subject. After that is after making the object subject, we have to go to the verb was or were in case of past continuous tense. So as the subject, the poor is third person plural number, from was or where will come, was not possible here, so where has come. As the sentence is of past continuous tense, apart from was or were, being also will come after was or were. So after were, we have put here being. Then we have to put the third form of the verb help. And the third form of the verb help is helped. So we have written the third form of the verb. Then after writing the third form of the verb, we have to put generally the preposition by. Then the subject of the active form will be the object. So the NGO was the subject, now it has become here object. The NGO has become here object. Then after that, you have to add the remaining part of the sentence during the lockdown, So this is the passive form of the sentence. the NGO was helping the poor during lockdown. The passive form is the poor were being helped by the NGO during lockdown. So this way you have to change from active into passive of sentences which are of past continuous tense. Now let's go to the third type of past tense, that is the past perfect tense. It is much more easier to change from active into passive. So voice of sentences of past perfect tense. So let's go to the first sentence. The first sentence is the girl had broken some of the cups. This is a sentence of active form. And we have to change it, we have to convert it into passive form. Here, the girl, this is the subject. And some of the cups, this is the object. First of all, we're going to make the object subject. So some of the girls in the passive form, some of the cups in the passive form will be subject. Some of the cups has become here subject. Then, as per rule, head will come. So head has come here. Then after putting the head, we have to go to the be verb, and from be verb there is no other option here, only been is there. So been will come. Then we have to write the third form of the verb, which is already given. So it is broken. So you have written here after being broken. Then the preposition that will generally come here is by. So by has come. Then at last the subject, the girl of the active form will be the object of the passive form. So the girl has become here object. So the passive form of the sentence, the girl had broken some of the cups, is some of the cups had been broken by the girl. Now let's go to the second sentence. The second sentence is the Prime Minister had kept the country under lockdown. So in this sentence, the PM, that is the Prime Minister, is the subject. And the country, this is the object. So first of all, we have to make the object subject. The country here will be subject. The country here has become subject. And after that, head will come. It generally comes in case of past perfect tense. Then after putting the head, we have to go to the verb been. So been will come after head. There is no other option here. So been has come. Then we have to write the third form of the verb, which is already given. This is kept. So here we have written kept. Then the remaining part of the sentence will be written under lockdown. So we have written under lockdown. Then the preposition by will come. So preposition by has come. And at last you have to make the subject of the active form as the object of the passive form. So the Prime Minister has become object here. So the passive form of the sentence, the Prime Minister had kept the country under lockdown, is the country had been kept under lockdown by the Prime Minister. Next, let's go to the third sentence. The third sentence is, we had completed the project in record time. And in this sentence, as you know, we is the subject and the project is the object. First of all, we have to make the object subject. So the project here has been written as subject. After that, as per rule, head will come, the form of have, which is written in case of past perfect tense. Then after writing head, we have to go to the verb been. So been will come after head. So been has come. There is no other option here. You have to write been only. then we have to write the third form of the verb, that is completed, which is already given. So we have written here completed after been. Then after the third form of the verb, we have to put the preposition by generally comes. Then we have to make the subject we, object as us. So we here has become us as object. Then we have to write the remaining part of the sentence. So in record time, in record time, in record time. So the passive form of the sentence, we had completed the project in record time, is the project had been completed by us in record time. Now let's go to the fourth sentence. The fourth sentence is they had done all the works. And in this sentence, as you know, they is the subject and all the works, this is the object. So our first duty is to make the object subject. So all the works here in the passive form has become subject. And after that, as per rule, the form had will come of have verb. Then after that, after writing had, we have to go to the verb been. So as the sentence is of past perfect tense, so been will come here. In case of past perfect tense sentence, been comes in passive form. Then after writing been, we have to put the third form of the verb, which is already given in case of past perfect tense. So after been, done has come here. After writing the third form of the verb, generally the preposition which comes is by. So we have written here by, and at last we have to make the subject object. So they has become them as object in the passive form. So the passive form of the sentence, they had done all the works, is all the works had been done by them. Now let's go to the last sentence of past perfect tense. The last sentence is the police had arrested the robbers. And in this sentence, as you know, the police, this is the subject, and the robbers, this is the object. So first of all, what we have to do is to make the object subject. So the robbers will be written here as subject. The robbers here has become subject. After that, had will come. So had has come. Then after putting had, we have to go to the verb been in case of past perfect tense. So been has come here. Then as per rule, we have to write the third form of the verb. In case of past perfect tense, it is already given. So arrested, we have to write here arrested, the third form of the verb. Then so agent or object, it is optional, we can write, or it is possible that without writing also we can turn it into passive. So by the police has here become object. So it is up to you whether you write or not, because the robbers had been arrested. It is already clear, the meaning is clear. So this is all. Thank you for watching my video. If the video has satisfied you, please like and share it, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, Janet Academy of English. Thank you so much.